In today's video, I wanna point out what you're doing before bed that's causing you more pain when you wake up. I'm gonna show you two major things that if you're doing, you gotta stop. I'm also gonna give you some things that you should do instead to get relief, but more importantly, have a pain-free morning. If you love working out, but you hate the back pain that you always get after your workout is over, maybe a couple days later, I wanna give you a free guide that's gonna change the way you approach your workouts going forward. You can get it at fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. It's absolutely free. If you have a disc herniation, bulge, if you're post-fusion, you're looking to use exercise as a tool that's going to help you get out of pain versus as a tool that's gonna keep you in pain, grab that guide, read through it, apply everything you learned. fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. The first thing I would encourage you to eliminate from your bedtime routine is working out within a couple of hours before you actually go to bed. Now, what I have found when eliminating my workouts being so close to my bedtime is it gives my body enough time to kind of recover from the events of the workout, right? It's still a stressful environment. It's not a bad stressful environment. So if I'm already kind of achy and sore, my back is always sensitive, it's always in a situation where I feel pain and I'm trying to do things maybe before bed in hopes of waking up without pain, putting your workout so close to bedtime is just not going to work. Instead, if you have to work out in the afternoon, give yourself a good 2 to 3 hours before you actually lay down to go to sleep. Do some extra stuff, do some chores around your house, go for a walk, be active, sit down, stand up, cook dinner, wash dishes. Like, do things that involve your body moving around after your workout first before going to bed, instead of just going from the workout, getting home, showering, maybe unwinding for a couple of minutes, but ultimately going to bed right after. The second thing you have to remove from your bedtime routine if you wanna wake up with less pain is any kind of stretching or mobility routine. This is a bad habit that people create, thinking that if I just stretch and pull on these tight muscles, that I'm going to wake up feeling better. And it's just not the case. We have to remember that when we sleep, our body tends to kind of shut down. It wants to recover, it wants to focus all of its energy on repairing the damage that was done throughout the day. So if you're working out, if you're active, all of these things, your body wants to recover from the day's events. What I have found to be true is pulling and yanking on these tense or sensitive tissues, then going to sleep, doesn't result in actually feeling better in the morning. It increases the sensitivity that you experience. So there's two main things that I want you to start doing before bed. This will become your new bedtime back pain relief routine. I'm actually gonna throw in a third one as a bonus. The first one is focusing on non-triggering positions. Now, what I mean by this is oftentimes there are positions that we get into with our sensitive low backs that trigger sensitivity, right? For me, it might be sitting. For you, it might be lying on your back. For someone else, it might be sitting crisscross or whatever it might be. But you have a habit of doing these things before bed because of your routine that you typically follow. And you kind of just look at the pain as like, I gotta do this, so oh well, I'll just sit here and push through the pain. Instead, focus on building the optimum bedtime routine that removes any kind of triggering sensitivity in your low back. Examples of this would be sitting up in bed and reading a book, right? If you have sciatica, if you have a sensitive low back and sitting is a sensitivity trigger for you, odds are sitting up in bed with your legs straight out or maybe crisscrossed is not ideal for you. Same thing goes for laying on your back. Me personally, I don't like laying on my back. I've been told it's because my butt's too big. I've been told it's because I have anterior pelvic tilt. I've been told because I have a ruptured disc, and the position, the angle of me being in my bed and the squishiness of the bed is causing sensitivity in my low back. Whatever it is, I just don't like being on my back. So I know that before I go to sleep, I am not gonna spend much time on my back. I'd rather be on my stomach or on my side doing my bedtime routine. The second thing I want you to start doing more of is practicing mindfulness along with doing some expressive writing. Now, mindfulness is just you taking the time to shut everything down in your brain, to eliminate all the things that you were thinking about, all the arguments, the stressors, the work thing, the boss thing, whatever it might be that you are wrestling with in your brain, and trying to shut all that out and being more mindful of you in the space that you're in. You can do this through breathing, deep breathing. You can do it through belly breathing. You can do it through rib breathing. You can do it through some kind of meditation. You can do it through prayer. Whatever you believe is the best fit to you, I want to encourage you to start doing this on a nightly basis. Before you go to bed, cut out 30 minutes of your routine and just sit in a comfortable position, in a comfortable place. shut everything down, and just focus on your breathing. Now, the other thing is expressive writing. I call it brain dumping or mind dumping. Essentially what you're doing is you're taking all the thoughts in your head, all the arguments, all the boss things, the work things, the stress things, the money things, the whatever things, and you're expressing how you feel about those situations on paper. You're just dumping it all on paper. You're scribbling your thoughts, speaking or having these conversations in your head, but instead of actually you just keeping them in here, you're expressing them on a sheet of paper. It doesn't have to be legible, doesn't have to be something that you keep and reflect on later. No, you're getting it out of your head onto a sheet of paper, and before you go to bed, you're going to rip it up and throw it in the trash. The third bonus tip that I wanna give you for a good bedtime routine strategy is tummy time, right? I'm a huge fan of spending more time on our stomachs, also working in gentle extensions in our low back. Now, this is not for everybody. Obviously, some people have unique situations in their low back, so getting a lot of extension might not be the best thing for you. But if you have not been told that, I wanna encourage you, we spend all of our time here up front, grabbing things, driving and washing things and working from a front forward position. It makes sense that we have to incorporate more extension into our life, right? If you don't use it, you will lose it. You'll become more stiff, you'll become more tight, and anything back here is going to be more sensitive because the tissues will not be used to it. So if you take your time and be gentle and work more extension into your life, not just ripping on some cobra poses, but starting on your stomach, doing some deep breathing, face down on the floor, then stacking your fist up under your chin, giving yourself more elevation, working towards more and more extension. The ultimate goal is not to be some crazy acrobatic, super flexible person. It's just a matter of if you sit a lot, if you spend a lot of time up front, spend some time before you go to sleep, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, doing some extension. And while you're doing that, focusing on the mindfulness part of it, deep breathing, shutting everything out, and trying to get your central nervous system to relax. I know you were probably looking for stretches, specific exercises to do, but that's just not the case. Less is oftentimes more when it comes to back pain relief. Grab that free guide at fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. It's gonna change your life. You're gonna wanna use it next time you're in the gym. fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training.